you talk.
Well, you better talk to mine.
All right,
Well, you,
just for my minutes and spellings of your names.
M I
Carter, right?
Yep.
And you, go ahead.
M-I-K-E, Morgan, M-O-R-G-A.
Well, that was easy. Okay, thank you.
So my part, I don't know.
and he is
Alright.
the chairperson of Muscle County Housing Authority, and I'm the secretary treasurer.
Should be the other way around, but nobody knows.
Well, that was
Lake County Housing Authority.
We're a good pair.
That's the
We
State
are
County
a
Housing
good pair.
Authority.
What are you chair?
Okay.
Homes on the Range,
Yeah. And you
secretary
are-
treasurer of Muscle County Housing.
I'm junior probationary helper.
And it's
Yeah.
actually Homes on the Range, that's why we're here, yeah. Did you guys have access to the Dropbox for the PAR?
Used to.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, let me give you hard copy one,
Good.
Okay.
okay?
Is there gonna be a
It's
test?
how
on
many
that?
hundreds of pages?
Just drop it in the box.
Yeah.
There's like a cloud thing you can go to get the,
Yes, and so did you, we can certainly forward you the email. I don't have access to the Dropbox.
Yeah, I can-
actually, if there's a PDF, you can.
Yeah, I can forward that
The
thing, you
PDF,
can run
okay.
off.
Because this is nice, but.
I know, yes, but anyway, so
Nice.
Cindy, you know, our site manager had ran that off,
I would
but,
say this is about $47,000 worth of work.
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
Am I close?
Mhm,
yes, yeah.
50?
mhm.
Yeah.
Well, the PAR grant was 50, wasn't it?
It was 60.
Was it 60? I'm not sure.
But
then
wasn't,
we
wasn't the
take,
result good though?
okay,
Yeah,
then
yeah,
that,
yeah, that's kind of, the end result was really what we knew.
and that's on page what?
Last page.
Oh,
No, the actual page 4 is where the summary is, and I can read that, I guess, but, you know, they evaluated and they, the preferred solution is the construction of a new 50-unit, 3-story apartment building
Beautiful.
on the adjacent parcel of the existing damage. The existing building exhibits significant structural settlement, masonry damage, site damage failures, aging mechanical systems, while a detailed repair scope has been developed costing approximately $1.65 million. This approach presents considerable long-term risk, can't fully address systematic deficiencies related to accessibility, occupant safety, energy performance, or operational sustainability. The repaired facility would also remain vulnerable to future code violations, which it's violated now.
Yeah.
Potential HUD non-compliance due to original 1970s design. So that's what they came up with is,
That's what you need to get more grant money
yeah,
for the next phase of this thing.
yeah.
Who did that? Who was the
Collaborative design was the
collaborative?
overseers, and they used a couple of firms, Staley and Rimrock. to
Okay,
do the-
so there's some local,
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
So they found bedrock at 55 feet. We had 2 companies that bid on this process. One of them wanted to only go like 30 feet, I think. Anyway, this other company wanted to go 60. Well, they found it at 55, which is probably the reason that this building was sunk to start with. But
and that was Rimrock Engineering.
yeah,
Yeah.
Rimrock Engineering.
So that means this new facility, if they're gonna go to bedrock, that foundation's gonna cost a great amount. But
Yeah.
I don't know if you have to go to bedrock. There's other ways of designing it.
Yeah.
But
You know,
I'm not, that's not my
To
deal.
me-
Is that piering it down to the bedrock, or is that actually going, it's just pier to the bedrock, correct?
Yeah, that's where they hit bedrock at 55 feet. So, my way of thinking was that we could have a single level building, and it would be no elevator, but they're actually recommended, they said that there'd be so many piers you had to put out that they recommend three stories. I don't know whether that's true or not, but anyway, they came up with also a new facility construction budget.
And this is on page,
This is page 23 of this PAR grant.
So they actually gave an estimate of the construction?
Yeah,
Is it 14 million?
No, it's less than that. We got a deal on it.
I'll wait for it.
I like the way you're thinking, above the box. Anyway, the total hard cost is anywhere from 8.4 million to 9 million plus other costs, which is furniture and all the other junk, 1.4 to 1.7 million.
Okay.
And so, in the meantime, we've been trying to put our heads together to figure out this next level, this next step. And we've been working with Tanya Garber at Snowy Mountain Development.
Right.
And she, you know, this is what she does. And she said that, well, first of all, let me tell you this. She's been looking at that. How we go about getting a bunch of grants together to do this thing. In the meantime, the guy who is, see, Tamarack Tamarack manages this property.
Right.
And the company that's over Tamarack is, I'm gonna make sure I'm right on this thing,
Just in the minutes. Here, let me see.
because I got all this other stuff too. I'm not organized at all.
Yeah, I have that.
But,
Let me just.
oh, it's
look
right
at it.
here.
Okay.
It's Northwest Real Estate Capital, and Noel Gill is the president of Northwest Real Estate Capital. They're the ones who Tamarack is under the umbrella of. So I get a call from Noel Gill one day, but it's been 2 months ago. And so he said, I'm interested in what you guys are wanting to do.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, well, we've been thinking about, we're trying to figure out some way of getting a new building done, however it gets done, so we can have low-income facility for these people. We don't want to build an apartment and all of a sudden it's $1,500 a month.
Right.
We want to take care of these people. And he said, well, we really want to stay managing this deal, which is, to me,
Yeah.
a positive, because they want to stay involved in it. And he said he's good friends with Randy Hafer of High Plains. And I know Randy's probably got his plate full with this school and everything else, but of course he's a real estate guy.
Very creative.
But anyway,
But he got a whole staff.
he does. And it's not just him. It's a bunch of people. So I've been talking to Noel Gill quite a bit, and I told him, I said, look, we're interested in these people getting places to live, however it goes.
Right.
And so he's talking to Randy Hafer, and we were supposed to have a meeting Monday, but it just never worked out. We were going to have a Zoom meeting between several of us. Anyway, so I talked to Randy, to Noel Gill the other day, and I said, you know, what are we going to do? We got to get together and meet or do something. So anyway, he contacted Randy, and Randy said, he sent me this email. Yes, we do want to talk about homes on the range opportunity. We have had a lot of vacations happen in the past couple of weeks. So I was planning to contact you next week, Noel, to set up a time we can meet with you and your team to discuss the potential project. There's a time to work for you. We are very interested in having discussions. We just need to get all of us at the table. And what Noel said, that Randy was interested in his team of people. They really love the opportunity with this thing. Is to have a 50-unit low-income housing like we have, and then have a 20-unit on top of
We got a
that.
housing need.
Yeah.
Yes.
To fulfill housing needs, which I think is a great idea.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, we're gonna meet, and I just found this out from handling of this, but we're gonna meet Tuesday at 8:30 on a Zoom meeting.
Okay, great.
And so I'm gonna stress the fact that you know, we don't want this thing to drag out for 10 years. And if they're interested, if they're not, we're gonna have to find another avenue to it.
How long did they think Mike would take with $8 to $9 million on that? How long would they think it would take to construct that?
Oh, he didn't mention that.
I'll bet you that could be constructed
Couple of years,
in 1 to 2 years.
Yeah.
which is
What's the
sort
start?
How many
Yeah.
million did they say?
8.5 to 9.3.
Yeah.
You're probably around 10.
Yeah, it's
But I think that's
actually
conservative.
9 to 11 overall.
Okay, well,
And I
that's
think
not as
that's,
bad as what I thought it was
Yeah.
gonna be.
The thing that Randy and he gets better and better at this, is he knows about money sources.
Yeah,
Yes. It's
And,
a team of investors.
yes, so that's one way. The other, the way that I thought it was gonna go is maybe some grants and some low interest loans. you
Yeah.
know, That the income would be paying the loan down.
yeah. Well, you know, Tanya said, you know what, if we go these grant funds, this is gonna really draw this out. She knows it's just gonna be a harder process. This would actually be an ideal process if we could get them
Well,
rolling.
you have a developer, he'd own the building
Yeah.
and charge rent and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
And they would have a stake in, and another thing too is I took notes on this, but it was so haphazard I couldn't read my notes, but I remembered what Noel was telling me, because I'm terrible with that right there. Like for 15 years, we would have a interest in it, but it wouldn't be much. But then
Yeah.
after 15 years, then it would revert more interest to the
Okay.
housing fund.
Well, you know, I'm kind of with you, however you can get it done.
I know it.
Just as long
Yeah,
as you,
Quicker.
you're not
Yeah,
gonna have
exactly.
somebody do it that's gonna impose all
And I
these
told him, I
restrictions.
said, look, if they want to get this thing, put a new board in there, our board's fine with that. We just want 50
Yeah.
units put in there. We don't care about that.
But I don't think that we should necessarily hand over our Vegas account to say, oh, here you go, here's $100,000.
Yeah,
Do
no,
you know what I mean?
Well,
You know, I mean, and the other thing is too, if it's basically our property, the county housing authority, if they're gonna build a 20-unit structure there, great. But then there has to be a trade-off for,
Yes.
that's not free for us to just say, here you go.
You know, it sounds a little bit like what Randy was discussing with the rear room.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the only challenge, you know, like we know that the central school is dragged out forever.
Yes.
Well, that's because he's got all of his money coming from these different subsidies.
Mhm.
And so if he can have high confidence in his financing, that's a good way to go. But you do need to be careful. I mean, you know, but I'm thinking all over. This is actually great news, but you're right, need to be careful. But I've always felt like this was an opportunity to get housing beyond homes on the range.
yeah,
20 more units, and then I think how many units are gonna be in the rear building, like, I
Mhm.
remember like
Yeah.
12 or 30. And then there's some of the, because that's what's keeping us from growing. is
Right.
nobody has-
well, my way of thinking is that's the reason, really the reason he's really interested in that is that 20 units.
Yeah.
You know,
How many units do you have now?
there's 50 now.
Yeah.
And then are they all occupied?
No.
No, there's one of them that can't be occupied because of the leakage. But,
So you're talking about 50 units plus an option for a additional 20-unit structure, correct?
Correct.
yeah, yeah, so there'd be 70 units there with,
But the
But
50 would be
the-
low income, and the other would be, is there another category, or?
Well, so the 50 units would be HUD housing,
Okay.
okay, and the 20 units would be totally private pay,
just regular market
regular
housing.
rent rate
Okay.
here in Muscle
Okay.
County.
And so,
Not subsidized. Not subsidized.
I don't know,
Not
Randy,
subsidized at all.
really at all. I mean, I've met it a time or two, but, I mean, I have a small stake in this thing up here, which ain't very much, but still, I know how long this thing is taking to drag out. But I don't know the whole scope of all that. But what I would like is, I want to see how enthused he is with his team and who the team is. And I'm going to stress, you know, that we just want to have some action.
Yeah.
We're very interested in this deal, but, you know, I mean, I understand if they're gonna sink the money into it, they want a stake, they want a good stake in this, you know, but we don't wanna be completely eliminated from it.
Well, yeah. That's interesting because if he develops it as a developer, he owns it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that does to the housing authority.
Well, I think one of the steps, after this deal, if it progresses, then I guess we need to have the county
Yes.
attorney involved in it to make sure we're covered on all that. And we will anyway, you know.
So what the housing authority has to offer is the land.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so what he's probably saying is, well, I can't buy the land from you, but I can let
Yeah.
you have after so many years. And that might not be a crazy thing,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but this is part of what Randy does, he makes something out of nothing. I mean,
Yeah. And then in the same sense, Noel wants to stay involved in it. They want to run that place. And I think the reason that they want to run it is because it looks good for them, you know, too. I mean, we got a sustainable place here that's done well, and he still wants to be involved in their running.
So conceptually, our weir building is, we're getting it ready for a developer to buy it. And so we're gonna lose ownership of that thing. The developer would own it, but there's been discussions about the developer not having to pay us for it up front. So it's getting kind of murky, and it has to do with money. So honestly, I think it's definitely worth hearing him out. He'll have some great ideas. But I would just, protect yourselves.
Yeah.
Are they gonna lease the land then?
No.
Like have a land lease for like a certain
Well,
amount of years?
I guess that would be the county attorney to figure that out. but
Yeah,
I-
we would
I
trust
say-
that he would
The
lead us.
lease,
Yeah.
yeah, the lease would have to have some
Yeah, that's
strings.
it.
Yeah.
And it had to have a term that would
Yes.
exceed
Yeah,
the mortgage that they would be
Yeah.
requiring. So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but I think that's probably a good thing that interests
And it-
Randy, because you don't have to buy the property.
Yeah, see,
It's already been
Yeah.
tested, too.
yeah.
As the housing authority, don't we have almost like because we're a 501c3, the tax exemption status? And do you know what I mean?
No, and that's significant, because that's
It
your
is.
role.
Yeah.
You could get public money, just like we got public money to get the weir building ready.
Right.
That needs to be explored. Of course, Randy will know all about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we're getting it. We're sinking a lot of money into this weir building, but we're getting a lot of money
Mm-hmm.
that we have access to grants.
Farmers all tax.
Well, do we get
Just-
That's on the court.
Common share.
Yeah, we're just
Well,
increasing.
there's some tax revenues that we come through that.
Yeah. Well, no,
Okay, that's-
and actually it might be, but you think about it, this thing, now I'm thinking overall timeline, you could actually be looking at occupying that building in 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, that.
If you keep it moving.
Yes,
Keep it moving.
yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Moving.
But I think if we're looking at grant money, don't you think it would have take longer?
Yeah,
It would.
but there,
Yeah.
I don't know about HUD and whatnot, but I'm thinking I wouldn't lose the potential money that you guys can get as a 501c public money
Right.
that he can't get as a private.
Right, right.
Well,
There's
there's,
gotta be a creative solution.
Mm-hmm.
there's a company called Homeward in Missoula that Tanya knew connections with. And she called them and talked to them. And I'm not sure they're interested now, but if they were, they would be wanting to buy the thing. They want total ownership of it. You know. And there's a company in Wyoming that I haven't got in touch with him yet. It's kind of on the backfire maybe. I don't know if they'd be interested in money or not.
So what's the concept of the Muscle Housing Authority eventually having no interest in that? Is that something you guys are open to, or? I'm
You know-
not sure, I don't necessarily like the sound of it.
Yeah.
I get
Well,
nice
with this Randy Hafer thing, we'd still have a interest in it. We wouldn't totally lose all interest. And after 15 years, it would revert more back to us and less to them.
And then you can continue to get public money
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
501c.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just learning about how creative this stuff is.
Yeah.
But it is possible.
But,
But it started with a PAR and an estimate.
Yes.
The PAR, first of all, it's all feasible.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's how do you pay for it, and
Right.
maybe because of the PAR, get some grant money.
Right,
Or some super low interest loan.
yeah, absolutely.
And now, one of the things that we're gonna have to probably end up doing is sinking some money into making sure that place stays.
Yeah,
That's right.
Keep it together.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna tear it down.
No,
Yeah.
that's, well,
With the asbestos and the brownfield study, you know, I mean, it would, to remediate that building, to make it safe to tear down, in the brownfield study, that told us exactly how much it was gonna cost,
Yeah,
and it was
3/4 of a
pretty
million.
penny.
3/4 of a million.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And that was
Oh, yeah.
6 or 8 months ago.
yeah,
Yeah.
So I think what we're thinking about is, let's put that on the back burner right now. And
yeah.
one day, somebody might just wanna buy that right out or something, I don't know. Just figure out something later on.
Could be a liability, you know, with having asbestos.
yeah.
And see, you're gonna want at some point, if you need to take advantage of the brownfield thing. you know.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, I agree with you.
Yeah.
That's not
It's something.
top priority.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah, get the new one first.
Yeah,
yeah.
Worry about that later.
yeah, and hire an arsonist.
Yeah, we
Anyway,
were
anyway, but that building is, and we actually had them tell us that they couldn't tell us how long that building would be usable, but, you know, it's.
Yeah, nobody wants to say that, but there's no imminent, I think we did get somebody to say there wasn't an imminent threat.
Yeah.
Right, right.
So, anyway,
That's excellent.
that's all I know.
You're moving forward, you're continuing to move forward. That is
Actually, I
excellent.
like the sounds and figures.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
It's reachable.
I'm just thinking that there's two things going for us. One is Noel Gill wants to really stay involved with it.
Right.
And he's got a lot of,
Exciting.
he's got a lot of push and pull, you know, with his deal. And being the president of a real estate deal, he probably has a lot of connections money-wise
I would
too.
think.
Well, and you wouldn't want to be involved in a loser.
Exactly,
Mhm,
exactly.
right.
And then another thing is Randy Hafer thinks it's a great idea, so the only thing with me is I felt like, how much has he got going on? But he's got other people around him, he's just,
Oh, yeah.
so,
Yeah,
Well,
it's,
I was gonna tell you on the Weir building, the other thing is whoever the developer is gonna have to sign a contract with a timeline.
Absolutely.
And if they can't meet certain deadlines, first they're gonna have to prove they've got the finances, and then there's a timeline, if they can't meet it, it reverts back to the county.
Mhm.
We're not gonna have another thing sit for
No.
4 or 5
Yeah.
Correct.
yeah.
That's a tough thing for Randy to overcome, and I know there's reasons for that, but the biggest reason is the finances need to
Right.
be in order.
So, I guess that's the one thing that I'm gonna stress is, you know, we don't want this to drag out 10 or 15 years.
No.
Well, and
Mm-mm.
Teresa Dimmitt got with Silver Bow, and, you know, so there may be food for thought from her as to how you might, you know, with this deal with Randy.
Yeah.
I would definitely keep that concept in mind, that if you're gonna make a deal with him, or whatever developer, that there be a timeline, you know, and you buy in. Ours is we buy into the use of the building, what they're gonna actually do with it, and then it meets our timeline so that it's actually occupiable by a certain date.
And it's true, this county doesn't have housing
Right.
per se. We're getting, we got brand new water with not much housing. If you put a few things together, this place might boom.
Well, if you've seen Billings is
Yeah.
falling
Yes.
over itself.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I was over on that, off that Shiloh Road,
That's great.
and I couldn't see the end of the development. I was
Right.
like, this is insane.
Oh, there's no.
and I was in Red Lodge the other day, and Red Lodge has got,
No.
it's got some things going for it because it's
Oh,
got
yeah.
mountains behind it. But the fact is, you can't hardly walk downtown, it's so narrow. You know, we got a great
yeah.
situation
Great
here
streets.
in a
But
town,
even
in
in
a town that
Red
has
Lodge, how can
a
they-
Chamber of Commerce name to it.
Mhm.
With some things going on in this town, you know, all it takes is just a little bit of something else where people will.
And I still chamber.
Mhm.
The overall economy has a huge part of it. too.
Yeah.
Something must be going on good at Billings because it's growing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They have a good chamber.
I would rather live here than Billings, to be honest. I mean,
Me too,
you know.
me
Yeah.
too.
And so I think there's a lot of
Hands
people,
down.
but there's no place to live.
Mhm, right.
Yeah.
I know they'd rather I don't live here.
Anyway, that's all, I guess we have.
So they, no one's figured out the design for this new building yet.
Oh, no.
It's gonna
For a
be 2
fee,
stories.
for a fee,
Well,
for a
Yeah.
they're
fee.
saying 3 stories.
That's what they recommend, because I was with the guy with Collaborative Design, and
Less than
we were
4
standing on
foot.
that property, we were talking about building, and I said, I told him, I said, well, I just think we ought to have one story that goes way down here,
Yeah, yeah.
way up there.
That's what I always thought.
We won't have, probably an elevator would be close to $1 million or close to it.
Oh, yeah.
Then you
Oh,
gotta,
yeah.
then you gotta hire somebody to maintain it, and, but he said it like that. I was
Well, he said
surprised
the
at that.
piers would cost too much.
Too much.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Mhm.
You know, I think that's kind of up in there, maybe.
Well, can't we just put a 55-foot basement under it?
Yeah.
That's the way that.
Parking garage.
Hey,
Yeah.
We could have-
if you went to Lexington, Kentucky, and
200
watched,
apartments in the basement.
you know, the
That's
University
not-
of
you know what,
Kentucky's
that's not that
basketball
crazy.
gym, have you ever been to Lexington, Kentucky? Anyway, that huge, like, where they play basketball at University of Kentucky, is like on one level, and everything else is straight down. So
Oh,
when you
yeah.
walk into that place, you're going straight down to the ground like you're like.
Really? See?
It doesn't look like a big coliseum, it's just underground.
We got billions of dollars.
Yeah.
You can-
Oh.
And you don't need heat, no air conditioning, it just
Yeah.
works out so well.
Yeah.
You might have stumbled onto something. And get more housing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can start acting still. You know, she's a pretty good actress.
I know, exactly.
I'm pretty impressed with her. No one can act.
Yeah, she can.
Yep.
Oh, I'm in Muscle Show this year, so. I'm-
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Small part, but I'm gonna make it count.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know.
They're already practicing.
really.
Mhm,
I couldn't remember my lines, but I had to ad-lib the whole thing,
Well, that'd be
like I
hard.
do everything else.
You do what I do, Mike.
You
You
do
write them
fine.
on your hand, you
Yeah,
write them
I
on your
do.
arm, you have a piece of paper,
Yeah.
you carry a clipboard.
I
Yeah,
can't even remember a phone number. I know I
Yeah.
couldn't do it.
No.
It's good for your brain, your
Oh, I know I couldn't. It would be bad.
brain
Yeah.
activity.
well, every time I get up there to have to talk it right, I have stuff written down, but I just cannot sit there and, okay, here, you know, I just have to add, and then when I walk over, oh, I screwed up.
No, Mike, you remember music, how can you cannot not remember lines?
Because this is
Oh,
a
it's
different,
different.
yeah, it's different. It's different.
That's a different part. of
Different
his
part of your
brain.
brain.
Yeah.
Yes, music is his creative.
Although, but actually acting is creative too.
Yes, it is,
Yeah.
very much so.
Very much.
Especially if you add little.
Yeah.
Create.
Well, we just wanted to kind of let you know what's going on, and now that the part is completed, because it just got completed in June,
Good.
and so.
Obviously, if there's anything we can do to help,
Mhm.
don't be shy.
Yeah, we can cheer you on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we
Well,
got access to the money, or maybe we,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. But I'm really thrilled with how you kept this moving forward.
Yes.
Because we were afraid when we first got into this, you know, these meetings would drift.
Yeah.
Nothing
Oh.
would happen.
Mhm.
And I'm convinced that you guys have overcome that.
Yeah, we run into that kind of stuff.
We do a lot,
Yeah.
actually.
No, I can't, I'm not a fan favorite of any meetings really, but one thing, at least if I'm the chairman, I want to start at exactly the same time and go.
Well, they call it business case. So
Yeah.
you have a structured meeting,
Yep.
you have an agenda, and you'd be amazed that if you don't have that, you just slide back.
Mhm.
So,
I just want it done so I can move in. And I ain't got a lot of
no
time for
time out
that.
at all.
Well,
You might be ready to move in 3 or 4 years.
hopefully it'll happen.
Ready to move in.
It will be exciting to see a new building go up like that.
Yes,
And,
yes.
It's just, it's got to be an obnoxious color, you know,
Yeah.
like fluorescent orange or something.
Mhm.
It ain't gonna happen if you don't do something.
Right,
It ain't gonna
right.
just fall in your hands.
Yeah.
Say, Pam, how's HRDC?
Okay, so I just drove in, from HRDC